Let's pick up though. So, to remind people of what happened last time. Actually, we're still here in the hospital. So actually, I can just recount it right here. What were we doing here? Okay, so I know where we need to go down here to the docks, and we're gonna spend our time in the docks today. We're doing any questing here? No. 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 Okay. Anyway. Okay. Okay. So.
But the suffering continues.
Here again.
To remind people what happened,
What on earth happened here?
what's her name has now vanished without a trace. The cranky lady, and Sean Hampton has also disappeared. There's a ton of blood, and you know, looks like she got dragged out. And so we're hunting down Sean, who was seen running away from the scene of the crime. Vanished without a trace after being murdered. Well, I guess I should say supposedly murdered. We don't actually know what happened because there's no body. There is no body. Which is actually why we are hunting for Sean to figure out what the hell happened. So we think he might know what happened. What the fuck happened to me? I lost all of my health in like seconds. Holy shit. That's okay. I was not paying attention and then all of a sudden we just died. It happens. We're once again severely underleveled for this part of the game because I don't want to heal, or I don't want to level up. It's fine. All we do is cause all enemies to respawn who we had killed, and we lose whatever blood we had. And I think we might lose a little bit of experience. Unsure.
I'd head back if I were you, sir.
Okay.
Be moving on.
We'll crush this beast. Fear no evil. We do the Lord's work here. Have no fear, brothers. The beast must die.
I'll be smart this time instead of just kind of going for dumb things. handling of this game is not very good, though, unfortunately. As you can see, like, the mouse is just everywhere. It's either too sensitive or not sensitive enough. It's almost like the game is built for you to, like, play with a controller, which sucks, but, you know, whatever. Oh, it's very wobbly. Okay. So that mustard cloud right there causes severe damage to vampires, as well as it prevents us from being able to, it lowers our max health rate. You know, the red bar. Same with fire. Nailed it, aye.
Turn around, sir. No good place for a stroll.
Oh, shit. There we go. Jesus. I should level up, but like, I don't want to go back and fight through everything to heal everybody, but like, I need levels and... Or I need to get good. One of the two. Oh. This guy's easy to take care of. Just 1-2 punch him. Alright. There should be 2 more guys left to take care of. The damn mustard gas! I have another game I've been wanting to play and actually beat. I just haven't. For whatever reason. Over the years, I've just never beaten it. I've actually attempted to stream it several times. It's just anytime I stream it, nobody ever seems interested in it, so it just never goes beyond one stream, sadly. At least I think that's the reason. I don't remember, to be honest. You don't even know what game it is. Two skulls. If you're not home. But it is very true. She has watched everything I've ever done. Well, that's a lie. Not everything. There's still probably about 3,000 YouTube videos she hasn't seen. At least. Let's see. But I meant more like, you know, you were saying you wanted to watch it without even knowing what the game was. Most people ask what the game is. First.
This is Braille.
Why?
I need someone who can read this.
This is Braille. Thief. 2016. Ah, bullshit. Bullshit again. Oh well. Thief. Is the game too loud, by the way?
Get the fuck out, you crazy bastard!
Because I can't tell if you can't hear because it's too loud or if you just missed it. Okay.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Ha! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
It's not the best way to save Andrew. We gonna nom some peoples? Nah. We're just gonna steal from peoples. Dear mother, whatever happens to me, always remember that your son loves you. I know you did not always approve of the way I chose to live my life, but I won't change. I was born and raised in this part of town, and I can't just stand by what is happening to my neighborhood, to people we know. Recently made a bad decision. I decided to strike back against the tyranny of a few. I know that they will retaliate, but I'm ready for whatever comes. Thanks to you, I've always loved to read, and then I'm able to take action. I can only quote Etienne de la Boitier. They only seem tall because we're on our knees. I won't kneel anymore, mother. I intend to stand straight, whatever the cost.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillian. Maybe I should return this watch to his family.
Ha-ha! Nothing. Nothing! There's never anything around. Choo-choo. I love the sounds of him just like he's having a good meal. He's just like, look at that experience though, Emotive. Just for you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions. Or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
I like to burn fish.
Any chance you can help me find Sean Hampton?
The sad saint. Why would you talk to that cunt?
Actually, that's confidential.
Really? Well, go ask someone else then. I'm sure Tom Watts will gladly answer you.
What can you tell me about
He's a nice guy.
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Liars and thieves, all
Are
of
you
them.
thinking about someone in particular?
Nope. Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
There's a listen without opening his trap.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. That's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just wanted to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
He's got a cold.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you require med...
That's something I didn't expect to hear again.
I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
It is a convenient way to
Goodbye,
gain your
Mr.
trust.
Fishburne.
But you just got healed, bitch. Let's see. So we did get a, yeah. So he lost it somewhere here. So it could literally be anywhere. Great.
It's locked.
Damn it, still locked. Oh, hey.
From Seymour to my beloved mother Stella. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard.
Do we give it to him or do we give it to his mother? Let his mother know how much of a bad son he is. He murdered for that. I don't know.
I cannot enter.
Don't you think Miss Fishburne is nice to us? But I always have the feeling she's hiding something. For now, you're still the only real friend I have, Jack.
You're the only real friend I have, Jake. I don't know. Okay. Let's talk to Rufus first.
Hello, boy.
Hello.
Hello, boy.
Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
Do you know a man who lives in this part of town? A man named Sean Hampton. I'm looking for him.
Sorry, sir. I don't know a lot of folks around here. Most prefer to avoid me.
Well, I don't think you should talk to him. He may be very sick.
Thanks for the tip. You might want to check the Turquoise Turtle. It's a pub not far from here. The barkeep knows everyone in these parts.
The barkeep knows everyone.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
A bad luck charm?
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
A bob?
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the Wet Boot Boys and the communists. They both
Communists? How dare those communists get in the way of the Wet Boot Boys?
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home. You're sleeping rough.
No. I mean, yes. I live
No.
on the streets.
I mean,
I have
yes.
no home.
I mean, maybe.
This city has abandoned so many of its children. It's tragic.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
Yay. Mrs.
How come you
Fishburne.
consider it your only friend?
I found Jack when he was a baby, alone amongst dead rats. Poison, probably. He was the weakest, but he survived. Just like me with my parents.
Like you and
Hello,
your parents.
Carnaticus. How are you doing
When I
today?
was 8, my parents died in a car accident. Rumour says I didn't get a scratch.
You don't remember the accident?
No. I was little back then.
Oof.
It's been a blurry mess and very
I
quiet in
understand.
my head
Hopefully
ever
it's
since.
gonna start getting cool again. You know, a couple
How have you
weeks.
survived? Did anybody take care of you?
I don't have any family left, really. Except for the good Mrs. Fishburne. She's like my family now.
That's everything for now. That's everything
So
for
long,
now.
Rufus. Be careful. Take care. Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
Why?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
Yes, she's just a little
This
slow
disease
sometimes
takes
on the
away
uptake.
good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's
She's
Mrs.
just being
Fishburne.
polite and friendly and
Stella
happy.
Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in?
Yes, why not let the good doctor in?
I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most these days.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm going to go raid your home now. Nope. And nope. And nope. And that's it.
Wires at the back of that head, sir. Gentlemen are easy targets in these parts.
Oh, nope. No.
It's locked, all right.
It's locked, all right.
So you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It is just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
My son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
I believe you may find this necklace of interest.
What is it? I don't understand.
It's a gift your son was hoping to give you. But I'm afraid it links him to the nearby murders.
You mean this belongs to one of his victims? Jesus. I knew this day would come. Please, Dr. Reed, accept this for your trouble and leave me be.
This day? You mean you already knew? Are you buying my silence? I will not be an accomplice in this.
No, no. My son's crimes distress me more than you can imagine. But I'm his mother. I love him, I do.
I'm his mother.
How
I
is life
love him, I
around
do.
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere.
And then we ignore
nowadays,
that
isn't
fact
it?
forevermore. Ooh, the owl works perfectly with the new background, doesn't it?
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you could just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
And that one will bat an eye.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
In exchange for food.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
Oof.
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
It's not always easy, but sometimes it is. Especially when he murders everybody.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy.
The poor boy.
These people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
With nothing but an empty stomach.
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words. It was several days after one of his episodes.
One of his
Why did he confess?
episodes.
Did you suspect something?
No. I guess he wanted his old mum to help him fight his, demons.
The demons inside.
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
More than I could stand. The words he used to describe his hate, his rage, how he feels when he's done it.
Stella, I know you are ashamed of your son's crimes. So why do you protect Seymour?
I can't report my own son, can I? Not a burden I could bear.
Burden? How do you mean?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't send my only son to his death.
I'm convinced you raised Seymour the best you could. You're not responsible for what he became.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police, I will take my share.
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child.
Well, one of them is red, it's got
He is
horns
still
and a
a
forked
helping son
tongue.
most of the
The
time.
next one comes out of the
When he
flames
gets
of
angry,
hell with a
He can hardly
fork.
contain his rage.
All men and women
And the
are
third
born
one's a
innocent,
naked
Mrs.
woman who's
Fishburne.
purple with some purple
I can't be
horns and a
monster
tail.
like any of us.
All it talks
Do you
about is
think it
desire.
can be cured,
It's a
Doctor?
desire demon.
Do you think something can extinguish this rage inside my Seymour?
Extinguish the rage.
Science has only just begun to investigate the mysteries of the human mind. Currently, we have more assumptions than fact.
There ain't no hope then. Somehow, somewhere, my son has turned into a monster, and nothing will bring him back.
And nothing will bring him back.
I'm trying to locate Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where he could be?
You talking about the one everyone calls the sad saint? The man who takes care of the homeless?
The very same, Miss Fishburne.
I'm sorry. I don't know where his shelter is. But if you ask around, I'm sure you'll get your answer.
Mrs. Fishburne, are you in need of any medical assistance?
I am fine for now, least in body.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Dyson needs something.
Remember the last time I had a good sleep?
Rayface has anemia.
Gossiping and scared.
Boy.
They should fear.
Evening, Ruth.
Evening, Mr.
Evening. Evening.
Do you need
A
help?
real doctor kept.
There you go, sir.
A real...
I don't know what to...
So long, Ruth.
This is a bad part of town.
Let's see more.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
I just kill when I
You
kill.
feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
Alright. Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace. Stills the anger. For a time.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
Right.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it?
I think this is a fairly unique game
tried.
in terms of the conversation
mum.
and
Tried for
how
her.
all that interacts
Telling the
personally.
truth made me feel better. For a while.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
I don't believe death is the appropriate sentence for murder. Not in a civilized society. but the last word has to remain with the law.
There is no law around here. No justice to be found.
No justice.
In these parts, revenge is the only answer.
Revenge. Revengeance.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
It's locked, all right.
Okay.
Mark my words, miss. These murders are the work of a vampire.
A vampire? Whatever do you mean?
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire hunter.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back and hunting all these poor folk, he needs to catch him.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Teeth, claws, murders by night? Your sewer dog is my business.
I wonder what
He's
his last
the
name
kind
is.
of prey I hunt, milady.
I bet it's Crane. Ichabod.
Not a drop of blood left in
Ichabod
his body.
Crane.
This is the work of a vampire.
This is the work of a vampire.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
I'm Sabrina Cavendish.
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing to help me locate Sean Hampton?
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me directly?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can decide who to speak to and what he'll say to them.
Fair. Fair, fair.
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
You best mind your step.
So you and your friends all feel in danger? No exceptions?
Tom's the only exception I've come across until now. But he's not like everybody else.
But he's not
This
like
place
everybody
seems-
else.
How shall I put it? Very colourful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
No one ever
Your boss
throws
must
a
be
weapon,
quite
yeah.
the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the colour of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
And of course, Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London.
I like the accent though. He's quite nice.
Sabrina, tell me about your true feelings for your boss.
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it, neither.
Neither.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take
Yeah,
it
yeah.
further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin. He hates jokes about us.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Ichabod? Ichabod Crane?
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire
Throgmorton.
extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
Like a plague.
So, how exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the
Perfect.
vampire threat.
Are you
Posters.
asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have.
What
kind of
course I
question is
have.
It's a dirty business, believe me.
He's just like He's just like
Have you heard of the Guard of Priwen?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
a sanitary militia.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
Do you need my medical attention, sir?
I appreciate your
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throckmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, they have plenty of reasons to hide.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
What does that have to do with us finding out where he is? Like, that's the kind of thing a nosy Nancy throws out there. It's just like, did you know he was molested as a child by a priest? It's like, Susan, we were talking about the price of grapes. What does that have to do with the price of grapes?
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
Goodbye.
Goodbye and good hunting, sir. Posters are over there. Cool. By the way, that's where we have to go. There's still a couple more people before we go into the turquoise turtle.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Who the
Sir
fuck
Jonathan
are ya?
Maiden, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name's Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
We are, see?
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
Greedy little cockroaches.
But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
Because we are a soldier. Because we're a veteran. He's not going to kill us.
Tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
Oh yeah? Is that true, eh?
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
My sweet queen of the docks. Alright.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Without the wet boots keeping things straight, these parts will be running completely amok.
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect payment, miss.
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
Fancy buying something from me, eh?
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
Beats words every time.
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
Are you ready to embrace your destiny?
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
Violence and
You
threats.
sound like you're thinking of somebody in...
I love how their
Take the grave
threat,
diggers of
their
Suffolk.
TH
They must
words
pay me
turn
every
into
week,
like
but
an
it
F
looks
sound.
Like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Look at these
corpses
threats.
in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever.
That is a
This is your
new
doctrine,
now.
or maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
I'm not that easily shocked, Miss Cox. You can speak freely about your lover if you so wish.
The poor bastard is good to me, if you must know. He makes me feel good. And that's a first.
So you're just like any other couple, after all, are you not?
Yeah, we're so ordinary that I'd put a bullet in his head if he ever cheated on me.
If you ever cheated on me.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
What happened exactly?
I don't know, and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the wet boot boys, Doctor. This is our territory, and this is our law.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
It's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
The homeless and the
Can I see what
useless.
you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Right, she'll show us all. Nah, she got nothing we need.
The third dog's fault, they say. Then the gang, the epidemics, everyone's throwing the blame.
Someone's playing a right strange game. You again. What do you want?
You again.
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really. One of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
No one gives a shit.
I think you're wrong. Maybe the docks have always been violent, but you can't say the living don't suffer because of it.
And then what? Let the commies and the anarchists rule? Nah. We're the wet boot boys. Our fathers died on these docks and they belong to us.
Do you know Edwina suspects you to be unfaithful?
Edwina's the one who asked to be called Mrs. Cox, even though Clay hadn't touched her for such a long time.
You have not answered my question.
She's a passionate woman. I've no doubt she'll shoot me down if I ever betray her, but that's not going to happen. I love her as she is.
I love her as she is.
Goodbye.
That's all the way back over there, eh? Huh.
The sewer dog's fault, they say. Then the gangs, the epidemics, everyone's throwing the blame.
No, well, I feel like I've talked about this before, but, anytime so obviously, I have lots of friends around the world because of gaming, and, anytime I'm actually talking to them, and, you know, they've got a fairly strong accent, just talking to them, I just start automatically imitating their accent. Like, I got a buddy who lives in the Netherlands. We were gaming one time, and then I realized a couple minutes in that I was completely... I don't know if it was accurately, but I was fairly strongly imitating his accent, as well as his speech pattern, and, really, I was just copying everything, like the flow of words, the actual accent, the, shortening of some words, the lengthening of others. It was just... I just ended up copying all of it. Yeah. So you're saying I got something wrong with me head? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, fuck off.
This is no place for you, sir. Best be on your way home. Rush the leech!
Perfect. Back up to full blood. I'm trying to juggle like several different factors that I have to keep in mind right now, and it's difficult because it's just like I need to have this ready, I need to have this ready, I need to be ready for this.
He's mine! Leech spotted! Watch out!
Like, I'm trying to prepare things for, like, end of this chapter, end of... Not this next upcoming chapter, but the one after that. Oh god, too many people. Oh, hey, look, it's the door. It's the bed we killed ourselves on. Leo.
It's locked, all right.
And we can do to upgrade that. Perfect. Alright. We're finally going to upgrade slightly. Now watch all the changes. Reports of mysterious disappearances have escalated in the past weeks. This reached the point where witnesses have to queue before recounting their testimony to an officer. Although this phenomenon appears to be a nationwide occurrence, the statements of the last 24 hours have converged around a single area in the country. Whitechapel, London. Yes, once more the despised and loathed East End is left to struggle on its own. Continuously overlooked by the authorities, even while numerous families from this district report the unexplained disappearance of relatives and neighbors. What has happened to these missing individuals? Where are they? The only link between them seems to be their health and their need for urgent medical attention. Until recently, it was a local secret that the only good place to get help was a discreet dispensary managed by unidentified Good Samaritans, but the place now seems to be closed and no one has any news from the facility. Did the missing persons go to a more secret place? Have they been discreetly moved to a more official service? One day soon, the London City Council's Board of Health will have to answer for this new mystery. Dorothy Crane is missing. He's still sick. Everybody here is healed. 100% sanitized. The prices in stocks may have changed. We've healed several people. We still got to find Enid. Whoever this person is, these 3 people, and him. And of course we're not here yet, which nothing's gonna change there. We're level 12 now. As well as the fact that we actually had to sleep to advance a couple of missions. Ugh.
Fancy clothes? This one's a top.
Teehee.
Fuck, it's fast.
I love it when they're just like, fuck, he's fast! Hell yeah, I am. I'm the fastest motherfucker that you ever did see. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about the light. Some of their design choices are, really not the best. And by some, I mean a lot.
This place. Rain may have washed away the blood, but not the memory. My poor Mary.
Hello, boys. About your last message concerning a mission to loot corpses in Southwark. I'll only say this once. Deal with it. Be glad I don't report your protest to Edwina. She might go there herself to cut your balls off. A little bird also told me you made a few jokes about what I saw by the PR. So now I'm just a loony scared by his own shadow, or a nutcase who mumbles and trembles like an old woman about ghost stories. Good. I like it when my boys are happy. Be assured that nutcase will come to piss on your bloody carcasses after the fucking monster I saw has sucked your brains out. Enjoy the following nights, fellas. I heard they will be foggy and rainy.
This is my watch. Damn grave robbers.
Damn grave robbers! I love how Jonathan just turns really fast sometimes and he just breaks everything. My, Jonathan. So I would like to keep around 3,000 experience on us at all times, at least for chapters 2 and 4. Why? Don't worry about it.
Get them weapons ready.
I give all the forceful. Y'all are so rude in this game. Or in stream avatars. You know, Emotive, now's the perfect chance for you to add all those woodland creatures that we've been considering, what with the nice and autumn theme. Well, let's see what happens. You've got a very busy schedule right now. What with your commissions? Okay.
Good evening, sir. I'm amazed you made it back to the docks alone. Good for you.
Well, I could say the same about you, young man. More to the point,
young man.
Who the hell are you?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
And I am Archer Woodbead. Please excuse my assertiveness. I often forget I'm just an old prune.
I often forget I'm just an old fogey.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
People used to feel safe around here. They had the gangs protecting them. Now all they do is bicker and plot against one another.
Missing the good old days, are you not?
Trust me, son. The longer you live, the less meaning your existence will have. You need to remember the days you still had beliefs.
And what about the gangs?
Back in my day, people trusted the Wet Boot Boys. We looked out for the docks and its families. Nowadays, they're just a bunch of greedy fuckers.
You were a gang member?
I was their leader for a time, believe it or not. Now these bastards act like I'm nothing. Not one of them. They owe me some damn respect.
They owe me some damn respect.
If you were such a respected figure, surely you have many interesting stories about this part of town.
You bet I do, but make no mistake. I'm no rat, sir. Some secrets are best left buried.
Do you still know anyone? From the old days, I mean.
Most of them are dead. I still give Miss Gillingham salutations. She doesn't remember me. She did once like me. Boy, she was a beauty back then.
It was a beauty back then.
Who would you trust around here?
The owner of the Turquoise Turtle's a decent fella. Tom's his name. Sean Hampton's all right too. Don't particularly share his religious views. He's quite devout if you catch my meaning.
Quite devout.
Any remarkable new faces around here?
Nobody. Well, there's that boy Rufus the Curse. I like him, despite the reputation he's made since his parents died. Poor little bastard.
Poor little bastard.
I'm sure a district as colourful as the docks must have plenty of stories about strange visitors and creepy characters.
So, you want me to talk about the sewer dog?
The sewer dog.
The sewer dog is a bitch. Appropriately named, an old woman dressed in rags. She has an elegance, though, despite her ugliness. I saw her once. Scared the life out of me.
Is it just me? Now, look at Arthur's face. And then look at Jonathan's face. Doesn't Arthur look like he's been molded from like some kind of modeling clay? He's so plasticky. And yet Jonathan looks like a real person. Like, just the level of detail is just striking.
Have you always been so bitter?
It's not bitterness, it's poorly masked disgust. When everything turns to shit, we all have to eat a spoon or two.
With everything that's happened recently, the war, Spanish flu, I must concede that these are difficult times.
A few nights ago, I saw a kid eating a rat. He was right in front of one of those abandoned houses nearby, just chewing on a living rat's insides.
Tell me everything you know about the Guard of Priwen.
Andrew never told me what they do. I do know they're vigilantes with military training. Access to some impressive firepower.
And what is your personal opinion about the Guard, then?
This Guard of Priwen is just another gang preying on the young and naive. Preying on people like my boy. I know how it works. I invented it.
I know how it works. I invented it.
Tell me about the Wet Boot Boys, Archer. I want to know more.
We were there for the families and each other. It was us against the world. We were vicious, tough, even cruel. But we were united.
You sound like you were some kind of radical union member.
Yes, nowadays the communists and gangs squabble over pointless territory. Sounds stupid when you say it out loud.
Sounds stupid when you say it out loud.
Why did your son really join the Guard of Priwen?
If I believed in a higher power, I'd see this as punishment for my own sins. I deserve it for all the young men I enlisted back in the day.
For all the young men I enlisted.
You don't believe in God, though, do you, Mr. Woodbeard? So why did he join?
Now I think about it, Andrew joined the Guard, not to defy me, but to follow in my footsteps, to make me proud.
To make me proud.
So your son has left you nothing to explain his actions? No letter or message?
Not even a note. I'm a proud man, Dr. Reed, but I would kneel and pray if I thought it would give me my Andrew back.
My Andrew. He's healthy.
Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, sir. Hi. She's fine, they're fine. Edwina, I've got a secret for you.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. What do you want?
Hello again.
I managed to reach the mass grave in Southwark. It was
not pleasant.
Spare me the details, Dr. Reed. All I want to know is what happened to those bastards who owed me money.
I'm afraid those bastards, as you call them, are in the mass grave.
Dead? Shit. That money would have been useful. Well, I'll tell my boys to avoid the place if it's that dangerous.
Yes. Everybody should avoid that place until further notice.
Okay then, Doctor. It looks like you deserve your reward after all. The Wet Boot Boys thank you for your help.
Wet Boot Boy, thank you for your help.
Can I see?
As long as you...
Darn. I was hoping for something new. Better. Something.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello again.
Tell me your feelings about Booth's belief in monsters, Edwina.
It makes him look weak in front of the boys. That's my feeling about it. But ghosts don't scare me.
You don't believe he really saw something then?
I don't care what he saw or not. All I know is that a real man keeps his fears to himself if he wants to be obeyed.
If he wants to be obeyed.
Goodbye,
okay.
Miss Cox.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
You again. What do you want?
What do you want?
I know you believe monsters are real, Booth.
Look how tiny he is.
I know, I saw one, but no one believes me.
I mean, it's just like a height difference.
Tell me what you saw.
It was a few years ago. Clay Cox was still the boss then. He'd sent me to the shipyard to find out who was stealing tools and ropes at night.
Go on.
First, I thought it was an old lady with a limp. It looked frail and crooked. Then I saw it grab a bloody beam and lift it like it was a stick. I shouted. It looked straight at me.
Do you know what it was?
It was all eyes and
long teeth, but I couldn't see its face. I shot at it when it moved towards me and I hit it. And then it jumped and vanished in the shadows.
You could have imagined all that. These docks can be so gloomy at night. With the fog and the wind and the boats creaking.
No, Doctor. That night I saw the fucking sewer dog for real. It's not a beast like the stories say. It's the ghost of an old woman. Bullets can't stop it. No one believes me.
Are your friends mocking you?
Even Edwina told me once to never speak about it, but I know what I saw. And it wasn't a human. Not human at all.
It wasn't human. Not at all.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Digger. Mr. Diggerby. Mr. Digby. Alright.
It's locked.
Damn, Daniel.
Foolish girl when her principles. Got no idea.
Yeah, I know. I apologize, but there's not much I can do about it.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Whatever.
We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Jason Delaney. I'll try to remember you this time.
I'll try to remember you this time.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Delaney?
I drink. I drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night. And then I drink some more.
And then I drink some more.
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad.
That's because I am Doc.
That's because I am no.
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I'll drink at night.
And I drink again after a while.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town?
I like the drinks.
Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly. So joyful.
No reason at all to rejoice, then. Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
Okay.
All right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. A bomb that exploded and killed many people. Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, a torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it. Now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is. I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
Is there an... Why are you so cynical?
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair, Doctor.
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair.
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure. I wanted things to change. To really change. And to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
A new world to rise
Do you
from
really
the
think
ashes.
the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
But others will come.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
Peaceful change.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
I really don't know. I heard he'd been abducted. I don't know if he's back.
Who could tell me then?
About the sad saint. Try asking Tom what's about him.
Inebriation aside, do you need medical help?
Yes. I feel sicker than usual these days.
Take this, then. And perhaps you could try to slow down the alcohol intake, too.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop the only remedy I can afford.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. This game is broke as hell. Okay, I know where they are. Okay, I know where the last people are. They're in an area we haven't gotten to yet. I remember. Well, that was fast, Dyson.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me, then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
Oh, Doctor.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton.
Behind him?
Private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
It's a lifeboat. I can show you after this.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Or something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. With the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
Save many dry throats.
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is a brave girl, but she can't help feeling in danger.
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way? Are you not worried about her safety?
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me deep inside. She just has to learn to control it.
Sabrina seems very fond of you, Tom.
I like her too. I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like her, for sure.
What is bothering you, then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
Yeah, it hurts to see her like that.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Well, I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
I go.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Okay, so you wanted to know about the shelf, eh? See, it's just a repurposed lifeboat.
Drink to the boy. Be he cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan.
Are they stupid or something? I've never even been to India.
Mm-hmm.
It's locked, all right.
It's locked, all right. I love how Tom has a nice picture of himself up here. I'm trying to buy time to see if we can't spy a nice little, there it is.
You know, it would be nice to see each other outside the pub sometime.
This situation won't last. After, we'll have plenty of time to plan the future.
Good thing we haven't seen Seymour for a while. Even Dyson has stopped coming in every night.
The pub's become right peaceful, don't you think?
I love how they said Dyson hasn't been around in a while, as he's just right there. I keep hoping those two will go and do their little secret thing so I can spy on them.
I think drink no longer stirs me.
There they go. Now they're doing it. Well, I can't control their secret thing. Only they can. They'll go out and do it on their own.
Don't forget to count each bullet you fire.
You told me that already.
Nice shot. You learn quickly. Pointing an empty gun could be a fatal mistake.
It's easier when I picture the bastard's face.
It's easier when I picture the bastard's face. Apparently Sabrina has been accosted before. I could kill you, sir, and you would thank me for it.
Welcome back, Doc.
Let's see.
Why are you teaching your waitress how to use a pistol?
Sabrina is a nice girl who's already faced a lot of problems in her life. She does not need another.
He does not need another.
Goodbye, Mr.
You still working at this hour?
I know you've been learning to use a gun, Sabrina. What are you up to?
Imagine somebody like
safe when I go home at night.
Jonathan coming up to you and just telling you something secret about you. I know what you did last night at 10 p.m. on Friday. Explain.
I understand. Everyone has the right to defend themselves.
Yeah, especially when there's no justice around.
Bollocks. Oh well. Not that I care.
Goodbye, Miss.
It's hard to tell. Sometimes you're supposed to agree with them. Sometimes you're supposed to argue with them. I just never know when I'm supposed to do what. And I always end up failing things because of it. Okay, let's locate the location of a bombing, shall we? What's this? An unknown event happened. I know what happened. New dialogue available with Lady Ashbury. There's a bombing over in Southwark. Alright, guess we're going back to Southwark. That's okay, it's just a quick old walk on over here. Well, while we're doing just some walking and transitioning from place to place, let me ask you, we need a new title for our Tuesdays, because clearly it's not really Terror Tuesday anymore. We don't have very many horror games to play. So we need a new title for it. However, if we're playing a horror game, it'll most likely go into a Tuesday slot and not a Monday-Wednesday slot. That's kind of how I'm envisioning it. On top of that, we need a new game to play after Vampyr. So, I'm looking for suggestions. We could turn Tuesdays into suggestion games again. But even then, I'd rather, you know, not refer to it as Terror Tuesday if it's just really not Terror Tuesday ever. You know? Excuse me. Right.
Yes. The place has changed since the explosion, but it was definitely here. I should find some way to pay my respects. May all who suffered from this tragedy find or rest in peace.
Well, that was easy. Now, just to make sure we don't have to come back over here for another quest. Nope. I don't think this is over here. No, it's over there. Nope, it's over there. Cool. Well, what do we want played next after Vampyr? I know there was some talk of potentially Prey as an option. It's a fun game. We could also potentially pick up Control. And play that. Yeah, but that's $31. It's 31 doll hairs. I've only got 29 doll hairs. I keyed. Okay. Archer, don't care about Archer. We're looking for Dyson Delaney.
Good evening, Mr. Delaney.
What? Oh, you're that doctor.
Well, you're that doctor.
I found the location of the explosion, Mr. Delaney. I placed a flower for you where it happened, just as you asked.
Really? That's so kind. I never thought someone would... Well, thank you, Doctor.
It's nothing, really. And I'm sorry for your loss.
What? No, I didn't know them. No car was supposed to park there that day. Stupid bastard, why did he park there?
You're the man who hid that bomb.
I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone.
You're the man who hid the bomb.
I sense your guilt, Dyson. Why is that? Did you not think violence was an acceptable political tool?
I still believe our fight was just. By killing an innocent couple who were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. No way.
That bomb also killed you that day, don't you see? You just die a slower death, drink by drink.
I know. Maybe I deserve judgment. Until that day, I'll just be Dyson the drunk, not Dyson the murderer.
Dyson the drunk.
I want you to remember the bomb, Dyson. Tell me about it.
No. I don't want to remember it.
Why use a bomb? What were you trying to destroy?
The Dawson & Dawson ammunitions factory. A symbol of violence against the people. My group wanted to destroy it to send a message.
The victims. They were not the target then.
I spent so much time figuring out the perfect moment. I used a short fuse. No car had ever parked there. They all died.
No, Dyson, they didn't all die. I met a boy who survived the explosion.
I never heard of an injured boy.
Not a scratch on him. I suspect he wasn't in the car when it exploded.
In the car? You mean...
Yes, Dyson. You killed his parents.
Why tell me this?
I don't know. Perhaps one day you'll talk to him and tell him the truth.
Who is that boy? How can I find him?
That's easy. Most of the time, he's in the same place. The place you never want to go back to.
The place you never want to go back to.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
I should just run as far away from this place as I can.
What a sad, sad life. For a sad, sad man.
So few clients. But with the epidemic, no one dares go else.
Anarchy!
There's one of them! Watch yourselves! He's dead!
He's level 22. I'm not fighting him normally. Fuck that shit. I'm not dumb. That thing's practically a boss. Thank God for exploitations. I win. By the way, despite the fact that it was 10 levels higher than me, I got 5 experience for killing him. That's it. 5. You can count them on one hand.
This is despicable.
That's not what your mother said last night as I sank my teeth into her.
Tom has so much alcohol, he could keep this district afloat for quite some time.
He's got so much alcohol. Newspaper article. Last night, a young man named Tom Watts was arrested by the police for attempted murder in the renowned restaurant The Civil Bell on Percival Street. The suspect was spotted standing in front of the restaurant, pointing a gun at customers for about 1 minute without firing. 2 witnesses promptly reported his behavior. Watts was arrested with that incident, but refused to give any explanation for his actions, and only gave his name. His gun was loaded, confirmed the policeman who answered our questions. It is likely that Watts will feel the full force of His Majesty's courts for this transgression. Young man shall be jailed for a few years at least. Tom Watts? Murderer? Ba ba da bum. It's like, Arthur, you're talking to yourself. There you go, Tom.
Welcome back, Doctor. What can I do for you?
You lied to me, Tom. Your warehouse wasn't empty. It was inhabited with armed vigilantes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reed, but I thought those Prewen guards would be willing to let someone like you pass without trouble.
That was devious of you, Tom. Next time you can bloody well go yourself.
I apologize, Doctor, but it's just that I prefer to avoid the law, its enforcers, and all manner of thugs in uniform.
All manner of thugs in uniform.
Here is your booze. I hope it will appease your customers. Just try not to kill anyone with this poison of yours.
Believe me, Doctor, most of my customers are less agreeable when sober.
Tell me about your arrest for attempted murder, Tom.
I tried to kill someone. I got arrested. I paid my debt and I have nothing to hide.
So you mean your customers know about your sordid past?
Yeah, why do you think this is the last pub open? I have nothing to hide and I don't judge. That's a relief for many round here.
Do you think prison changed you? Made you a better man?
Oh, I don't know about that. All I brought back is bad memories, scars, and an ugly tattoo of a blue turtle.
But do you
and an ugly tattoo of a blue
All I know
turtle.
is that I'm at peace. I did what I did, but I wouldn't do it again. Does that make me a better man? I don't know.
You attempted murder. Give me some details.
I was given an order to kill. I was an obedient gang member at the time. A proud, wet boot boy.
Why did you join the gang?
Because I finally felt useful. Do you have any idea what it means to feel respected when the rest of the world shits on you?
So you were ordered to kill someone. What happened then?
I don't know if you can possibly understand, but I couldn't kill him. I just stood there pointing my gun. Someone saw me. I gave up.
Why couldn't you shoot?
My target was eating in that fancy restaurant with mirrors and music. He was eating, drinking, laughing. He was having such a good time. I hated him for his bottomless appetite and easy life of easy pickings. And then something happened.
You refused to kill him because you wanted to feel some of that happiness yourself. You empathized with him.
Exactly. The man was a bloody landlord who rented overpriced flats. A selfish bastard. But he made me smile. And I was no different from him.
Then I was no different than him.
Why not leave town and start a new life after you got out of jail?
I grew up in the East End. This is where my roots are. This is where I want to help others and die, eventually.
Do you think the docks will always be a hive of scum and villainy?
As long as poverty and fear run the show, I don't see how it would change. Misery loves company, as they say.
Paramore?
Don't you feel threatened, staying in such a violent and criminal neighborhood?
I've made peace with my violent past, Dr. Reed. I may not be a pacifist, but I'm not angry anymore.
Excuse me.
Goodbye, Mr. Waltz.
Goodbye, Mr. Waltz.
Perhaps I should shut the turquoise for tonight.
Disgusting ghoul did it, don't you think?
Seems like the guard of Prewen is on Sean Hampton's trail too.
All of you bloody leeches need killing. Don't like that, do ya? Cross the leech, boys! Killing's all you do. Die, Granny!
Oh my god! These guys are annoying. There we go.
Filthy piece of shit! Over there!
Ow.
Eat this! We have to stop it! You leeches can kill him! It's on him! It's on! I'll kill you! Filthy fucking beast!
Jesus. Anyway. A spice is a mace. A bloody rotten mace.
This poor man has just been slaughtered by a vampire. The body's still warm.
I remember first time playing and running through this area, I was just like, I'm dying by everything. Run and 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 run.
I shall fear no evil. Fear no evil. We do the Lord's work here.
Oh look, it's Ichabod Crane.
I can't protect the whole city. It's hard enough to cover the docks by myself.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Ichabod
Rest
Crane.
assured, I will help you, sir. Martin Nightingale, at your service. Please, take a look at my wares.
Your merchandise. I don't really see anything worth it. No offense.
None
Smooth,
taken, sir.
about it.
But please, I need to eat. Perhaps if you keep looking, you'd see something that takes your fancy.
Let me be frank. You're as much of a businessman as I am a werewolf, right?
Who the hell are you to question me? It's hard enough to stay clean when you don't have a place to sleep. I'm doing my best here.
I meant no offense, Mr. Nightingale. I was merely pointing out the fact that you're unlikely to survive long if you continue wandering this path.
And what should I do then, sir? Should I join the Wet Boot Boys like so many others? No thanks. I'd rather be a bad seller than a dead gang member.
A bad seller than a dead gang member.
Can you tell me about the neighborhood?
Yeah,
Have you got any friends
slightly.
in these parts?
Not really. Miss Gillingham smiles and says kind words, but I know she's lost her marbles, especially since her son died.
Tell me about this crazy woman. Madness is often mistaken for other conditions.
The poor woman's mad, all right. Kind and all, but she has so much trouble remembering things. She's taken me for a son more than once.
How interesting. I don't suppose you know what happened to her son.
Jack. Rumour has it he tried to tackle some gang lads. I didn't know him well, but I heard he was a nice enough chap. His old ma still thinks he's around.
His old ma.
Why not try seeking help instead of peddling your wares? I'm sure there are people around here that would gladly help.
There's always the night asylum. I heard it's run by a very nice man, but I'm no beggar. Not yet, at least.
There is no shame in asking for help, my boy. Sometimes it can even be the best course of action.
I don't feel okay with that. I'm gonna make a name for myself, and I'll do it by myself.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
He's a caretaker for the poor, is he not?
Something like that, yes.
Sorry, I don't know where he is.
Okay.
Goodbye.
I know I've got something that'll... If not, I'll find you something.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I come in?
I already took my medication, Doctor. But thank you.
I'm sorry. Your medication? Have we met before?
Don't tease me like that, Jack. Sorry, what?
Sorry, why?
I think I should come in, miss.
I'd like to check if everything is okay, what with the epidemic spreading across London.
An epidemic, you say? How terrible. I had no idea. But where are my manners? Please do come in, Doctor. You are a doctor, yes?
You are a doctor, yes? Excuse me, lady, to check out to make sure you're not coming down with the sickness. I need to steal your stuff. Rodney, I had heard what happened last night. Ran to your house, but you're already gone, so now I'm writing this note. Is it true you killed him? I can't believe it. Why? What happened? Really need to talk to you now. Please find a way to contact me when you receive this message. Since I know you can be very cautious and to prove to you this is not a trap. Let's use the code when we meet. I'll whistle my name, Jack, and Morse code, and you'll whistle yours, okay? This way you'll know it's really me. For now, it's a good thing you are hiding. The white boot boys are all over the neighborhood, claiming they will punish the man who murdered one of them. I'm sure we can make an arrangement to sell things once the heat dies down. Rodney Grader, eh?
It's locked.
So, Dr. Tippett, what brings you back here? I heard whispers you had a job at that fancy hospital.
I told you my name is Jonathan Reed. Don't you remember?
Of course I do. I remember my name too. Gillingham. But you may call me Enid, Doctor. I'm very happy to see you again.
Enid.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Oh no, I don't gossip. That would be most unbecoming of a lady such as myself.
Who are the more influential figures on the docks?
Well, I heard about some terrible illness going around. I would say in that case that it's you, Dr. Tippett.
Yes, it's you, Dr.
Is anyone
Tippett.
taking care of you, Miss Gillingham?
My son is always here to take care of me. He's a good boy like that, but I do worry that he needs to start living his own life. I would never say that to him, of course.
Of course.
Enid, have you really no idea what happened to your son? No idea at all.
I've not seen Jack for so long. I lose track of time. Has something bad happened to him?
Has something bad happened to him?
Jack is dead, Miss Gillingham.
Of course he's not. I've seen him. Tonight, in fact. Ever the joker, Dr. Tippett.
Ever the joker.
I found this watch. It was a gift from you to your boy, wasn't it? I think it should return to you now.
Oh, I remember. Yes, I recall the day I offered Jack this watch. Oh, it was such a beautiful day. Thank you, sir.
Trinkets and possessions help us remember our past. Promise me you'll not lose it.
I would never lose anything that belonged to Jack. Why don't you take this? Dr. Tippett? Please, for your charity.
I'm looking for a Sean Hampton. Do you know where I might find him?
Sean Hampton, you say? Oh, the name does seem vaguely familiar, but alas, I cannot recall from where.
But alas, I cannot
Goodbye,
recall.
Miss Gillingham.
Oh, she's sick. She's got a headache.
Sir?
Do you require medical attention, miss?
I'm glad you asked, Dr. Tippett. I must confess I haven't felt that well of late.
I'll try my best. Here, take this. And please, try to get some rest.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you very much.
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham.
Okay.
Good evening, young man.
There's no need...
Show me what you have.
Show me what you've got.
Are you certain you're not lost, sir?
dear Jack. I write this letter as long as I have the strength and the will. Not that I have something to hide or fear, except perhaps to forget what I want to tell you. I always knew you would become someone important, someone good and nice. I knew it since you were a child, when you preferred to read books rather than going to play outside. I knew it when you helped me carry groceries before you went to school and clean the house after you came back. I'm proud of you, my son, not only because I'm your mother, but also because you deal so well with everything around you. Sorry I have recently become such a burden to you. Never forget I love you. I hope you never forget you love me.
I'm quite a stranger to these parts.
There's so many sad side stories in this game.
Red Boots shouldn't be fighting each other. They've got bigger problems elsewhere.
Alright, let's put up these anti-vampire propaganda. No, we're not gonna burn them. We're gonna put them up on all the walls. Nosferatu! It's Nosferatu!
Informing London's inhabitants of the presence of vampires. What does that make me? A double or a triple agent?
Anybody else enjoy this irony? We're a vampire, putting up anti-vampire propaganda. We got 2 more propaganda posters to put up.
There's safer places to be than here. Over there! This is not the place for you, sir. It's one of them! The power of the Lord commands.
I have to kill him.
No rest for the whistle. Have faith!
No, we don't. We could just burn them. We have the option to just burn all the posters. And just report it as being done.
Mr. Throgmorton should be happy. Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
I put up your public service announcement. Consider the common folk warned about the vampiric presence.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. You may not realize it, but you saved a great many lives today.
Do you really think they could be useful?
See the sad saint of the East End? How a single man can help so many people? I consider myself the discreet protector of these men and women.
Tell me, Ichabod, why do you consider yourself the protector of Sean Hampton's shelter?
He is a truly inspiring example. Dedicated, pious. His shelter is open to all, whoever they are. Most admirable.
Most admirable.
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton. It's locked, all right. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I have your attention for a minute?
Good evening, sir. My name is Giselle Paxton.
Giselle.
I don't have time for men like you.
Have we met before?
No. But I just need to look at your fancy clothes to know that you must be desperate to visit the docks at night.
That's quite judgmental of you.
Sir, I've led enough strikes when I had a job to identify you as an enemy of the working class.
I have led enough strikes to recognise that you, sir, are a prick.
May I ask what you do for a living?
I'm killing myself scraping for a living. And you? Have you ever had to struggle in your entire life?
As I told you, I'm a doctor. You have to work a lot to earn that title.
Oh, a doctor. Born with money in a nice house, were we? Was Daddy a banker or a doctor himself?
Why such hatred? Are you judging me by my clothes and my job?
Course I am. Fuck, you're so blind. You don't even see your privilege. Lazy people like you disgust me.
What can you tell me about this vicinity?
Tell you what, just spend a few weeks here, and then ask me that question again. If you're still alive, I mean.
If you have something to say, say it. I'm getting tired of all this.
Oh. You want information instead? Well, here's some for you. Giselle Paxton does not like you at all, Doctor.
Yeah, basically.
Miss Paxton, and yet you see me as an enemy.
Your manners, your clothes, your words tell me everything about you, sir. I know your kind, and you don't belong here.
You're right. I have never suffered from poverty. But that doesn't mean I don't fight it and its consequences.
I really doubt you ever had to fight for anything in your life, Dr. Reed.
You speak of strikes and class enemy. Am I right to assume you're involved in trade union activism?
You bet I am. Well, I was. Nowadays, I'm just another worker blacklisted by the big companies.
You lost your job because of your beliefs.
Those bastards really hate a worker who refuses slave wages and unsafe conditions, especially when it's a woman.
Especially when it's a woman.
Isn't the whole point of trade unions to help workers in need? Why don't they support you?
A few nights back, I lost the money my companions had asked me to hide. With me and my sister being penniless, they thought I stole it.
What really happened?
I drank too much that night. Strange men saw me count the money in that bar. Some sort of militia in uniform. I'm sure they robbed me.
I'm sure they robbed me.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
What is it you want? Does he owe you money? Has he displeased your Royal Highness? I'm no snitch, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
What a bitch. Like, she's got valid points about some things, but like, what a bitch.
This could be the public house Giselle Paxton mentioned. I should investigate further.
Sir, cross the seats, boys!
Giselle's stolen money. Everyone has some unethical ways of financing their war.
Should we give the money back to Giselle? And prove that we are not the man she thought we were? Or do we lie to her and keep it and become the man she thought we were? Oh, so you're a good person. You're one of those people, I see. Excuse me, I said talk.
You again? What do you want?
Hey, guy, what do you want?
I've identified the men who stole from you. You were right. They were
Nothing.
members of some
It's what I chose to.
claimed militia.
I knew it! Did you find the money too?
Yes, here it is. They thought they could finance their activities with it.
I never thought a man like you would be kind enough to... I misjudged you. Badly. Well, thank you, sir.
Will you give the money back to your comrades then?
Fuck those bastards who fired me. I'll give the money to Miss Gillingham. Her son Jack was a friend of mine. He was killed recently.
He was killed recently.
I know you were friends with Miss Gillingham's son, Jack. Tell me about his death.
Jack's murder has been a shock to the neighborhood. A sign that the situation is now out of control.
Why is that?
There has always been tension between the Wet Boot Boys and members of the trade union. But a murder? That's a first.
Who killed him?
No one will ever know. One thing is certain. While Jack was alive, I had one less reason to drink.
Why does that upset you so much?
I wish I had found the time and words to tell him how important he was to me before it was too late. Another failure for Giselle Paxton.
Another failure for Giselle Paxton.
Well, I'll leave you for now.
Actually, hold on.
You again?
Oh, wow.
I'm looking for...
What is it you want?
Nope. Now she hates us again. For the briefest of seconds, she did not hate us, and then the conversation ended and she hates us again. What you want?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Can I help you?
A fancy doctor lurking at night by the docks? Not fishy at all.
And what about you? Working outside at night in this dangerous part of town?
You want to know my secret? I'm trying to earn money. And I'm Lottie Paxton, by the way.
Lottie Paxton.
Is it not dangerous to work here at night?
As long as I have good legs, I can run away from trouble. The sad saint now provides me and my sister a bed and a roof. I don't want to lose that.
Are you homeless, Miss Paxton?
Mr. Hampton's night asylum is our new home now. It's a safe place for me and my sister.
Can you tell me about the sad saint?
It's just the nickname of Sean Hampton, the sad saint of the East End. He gave me shelter, and he's not always sad.
He's not always sad. Just most of the time.
What can you tell me about this place? How are things here?
It may be okay for a strong girl like me, but a dandy doctor from the city like yourself, you better watch your back, Mr. Reed.
You better watch your back.
You really think I should go back to a safer place, miss?
No. I think you had better stay and help as many people as you can. Just avoid the Wet Boot Boys. Those bastards are worse than the epidemic.
Which local dangers must I avoid?
Well, the gangs, the thieves, the drunks, the jobless. A man with your fancy clothes will attract a lot of attention.
Well, I am not someone so easily intimidated.
Glad to hear that. And if you get into trouble, you can always seek help at Sean Hampton's shelter. No one would dare to be violent there.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
Mr. Hampton must be in his office at the night asylum he manages, I suppose. Why do you want to see him?
He was a patient of mine at the Pembroke Hospital, but he left abruptly.
I see. Well, Mr. Hampton is a discreet and dedicated man. I'm sure you'll find him soon enough.
I'm sure you'll find him soon enough. Shall we go find him? Oh, we found Sean Hampton. Let's look around first.
I cannot enter. It's locked.
The bomb exploded just at the dawn in front of the Dawson & Dawson Munitions Factory, the largest employer in the area district. The detonation smashed the windows of all the factories in north-south Whack. It's a miracle only 2 people died in the attack, affirmed Chief Superintendent Alexander Brighton. Yes, but we've already discussed that. Forgive me, God, for all I'm about to confess. Sometimes I wish I had never saved Dyson Delany from drowning when he fell in the canal. There, I said it. Please forgive me, Lord, for I am just a sinner. Dyson may be the most frustrating case that I've ever had to deal with since I opened my night shelter in the East End. For years, I have tried to understand why this man regularly makes me so irritated. I think I recently found why. Dyson has stopped fighting for good and forever. I've met so many heavy drinkers in my life, men and women, rich and poor, young and old. I've witnessed their fights with their demons, their past, their guilt and their failures. Sometimes they can put a name on this inner evil of theirs. Sometimes they have never been able to identify the real cause of their despair. But in most cases, for these men and women, to drink is a way to keep fighting. Of course, it is a useless and destructive form of struggle, but at least their self-destruction means that something makes them suffer, and they're still fighting against this pain they feel so deep inside. Even a severe alcoholic like William Bishop keeps struggling with his addiction and asking for salvation, for the light of Christ. And as long as they wish to see this light, there is a place for hope. Dyson Delany has no hope left. He does not drink to smother his pain. No, I'm not convinced he conscientiously drinks for the sadistic joy of smothering all hope. I really don't know what is the worst sin, to deliberately cast away hope from your own heart, or complacently bask in self-destruction. You can judge me on my accent as soon as we talk to the said saint, and to let me know if it was good or not.
Why the long face, Doctor?
It looks like we both have changed a lot. I must confess, it saddens me, Sean.
Put your faith in the Lord, Doctor. He has a plan for all of us. We may not always see it, but he does.
Since you left Pembroke, the amount of blood that has been shed, it's hard to believe you, Sean.
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd, I will not speak a lie to you.
Aren't you afraid of what you've become?
We are blessed, Doctor. Can't you see it? The Lord has made us able to walk amongst the plague and aid those that need it.
Do you think this is a blessing when God's own house and holy symbols repel you?
If that is your burden, Doctor, so be it. But I do not fear the cross, nor am I forced to take the life of another. My kind doesn't share your imperfections.
But you must drink blood now to survive.
No, not your scripture. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. So saith the Lord. I only need to eat flesh, no blood.
Vampiric priests. That's his own.
Why return here?
This is my home. These people are my flock. You will always find me where I am needed.
Wonders never cease. Skal managing an asylum.
And what of you? A vampire doctor? Meals laid out before you.
A vampire
Yet
doctor?
you restrain?
And what about William Bishop? He tried to take care of you. But this hunger, this thirst, cannot be restrained.
Alas, poor William. He had a good soul, but was weak in spirit. He could not shake the thirst for booze, never mind blood. But have faith. My will is far stronger than his.
You never, gave me your rating on how my accent was, by the way.
Why did you kill Miss Jones at the Pembroke Hospital?
Killed old Harriet? You must be mad, Doctor. Why would I do such a thing?
So you claim Miss Jones' death was not by your hand, nor the other incidents at Pembroke?
Though Harriet was an angry,
It's been 2 weeks since I've heard his voice, too.
God's creatures. I have nothing but love for all he has made.
But you were close to her.
Of course. But she was lost, separated from the fold. She did not see the hand of the divine in my blessed condition.
I just channeled the inner potato.
I've seen the blood. I don't believe you can be trusted.
Have a little faith, Doctor. If you will follow, I will guide you to the light.
How do you plan to do that?
Take this key of the old sewers. The entrance is by the riverbank, south from here. There you'll find all the proof you need.
Very well. You have definitely intrigued me. I hope you're right, Sean.
I'll be here when you return. If you still think I'm a threat then, well, I'll surrender myself to your judgment.
If you still think I'm a threat, then... Well... Yeah, because he's Irish, you know? Them potato eaters.
Every hole with our rack behind. You'll have to stop. Best run along home, sir. Easy, boys. What you deal with this? He's on him! He's on him! Filthy murdering bastard! We cannot be defeated! Lord, give us strength! Remember your vows, friends! Go on, back to the shadow! Everyone shall prevail! There's one of them! He's dead! Roll back to the hell! That's on you! Stop that fire!
Honestly surprised that hit me through the wall, but whatever.
It's locked. That doesn't work. So that's it. These wheels control the water level. That doesn't work. properly now. That doesn't work.
I was gonna find the way eventually.
I cannot enter.
These maggots have escaped the wrath of Ascalon for too long. It is time to purge the sewers of their filth.
You again. The one they call the sewer dog.
Hold your tongue, newborn, or I'll crush you like a maggot.
You've let the beast consume you.
Finally! A touch of lucidity. To respect the laws of Ascalon! I'm Virgil Banshee, the hand that crushes all!
Fuck.
Your neck shall snap like a hare's brittle bones, newborn. Dare challenge the dictates of Ascalon? Once you vanished, I'll slaughter these scalds while singing your name! Slow as a snail. You found your death in me.
It is. As you can tell, our strongest attack is our bites.
I shall crush you. Down, stay down.
3, 4, 5.
Your blood is now mine. Return to your apothecary and needles. I shall crush you. Down, stay down. Your blood is now mine. Return to your apothecary and needles. Your blood is... Slow as a snail!
Oh no. That's what I was trying to avoid. All that progress we made, we just lost.
I shall crush you. Down, stay down. Your blood is now mine. I shall crush you. Down, stay down. Return to your apothecary needles. Down, stay down. Your blood is now mine.
That was a boss fight.
At least one skull escaped Fergal's wrath.
And we'll find out what happens when we move forward next time. Because that's all we're going to be doing today, because it's 10 o'clock. So, yeah. I hope you all enjoyed that boss fight. And we'll pick up again with this next week. So, yeah. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And until the next time, everybody. Stay funky, people.